The Will Arch Manning play headline and tweets are becoming nauseating. So I'm going to work hard at making an argument about, and follow me here. It's going to seem nerdy, but I think it's an important distinction that people should follow. I'm going to make an argument about the difference between having great quarterback skills and playing quarterback great, or playing quarterback really well. And it's a really, really important distinction that I think needs to be set out there. I hope it needs to be set out there. I hope you get to see it in action, actually. So the Texas-BYU game should interest you for one reason. Now, if you're a fan and going to watch regardless. But here's why this game is fascinating and significant. Assuming he's playing, and that's the assumption right now, can Malik Murphy of Texas play quarterback great? Now make sure you heard what I said. Can he play quarterback great? Or, to be fair, can he play quarterback really well? The significance of this game is not about Texas trying to stay alive for a Final Four chase. I mean, that's part of the storyline. But what I think is far more interesting and significant is because of Malik Murphy and Steve Sarkisian. That's what makes this game really interesting. And so follow me here. For Malik Murphy, playing on Saturday against BYU or playing against anybody, really, for Malik Murphy, the game is the equivalent of a free agent contract game. Okay? It is. Play really well, and you're a hot free agent that can go anywhere you want. Play really well, you can be the quarterback at Texas. It could also mean this. Malik Murphy plays really well, and you then make Arch Manning a hot free agent. Those things are significant. That's just a way of life. The legacy in the name of Manning doesn't mean anything here. What means everything is how well this kid plays. So here's what's fascinating about this kid, Malik Murphy. Okay? He has great quarterback talent. Okay? That's one thing. And I think people often get confused about what is the difference between playing quarterback great and having great quarterback talent, because they don't always work out. He has great quarterback talent. Can he play quarterback great? And there is a big, big difference. The football world is littered with quarterback talents. The football world is littered, college and pro, is littered with talented quarterbacks who don't play quarterback great, who don't play quarterback really well, who don't even play quarterback very well. The NFL is full of guys who aren't great quarterback talents, but who play quarterback really, really well. Classic example can be used over and over again, although the most recent example would be Brock Purdy of the San Francisco 49ers. He plays quarterback really well. Tom Brady had really good quarterback talent, had good quarterback talent. The stuff about running doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And stop that stuff, okay? When you hear somebody say, my quarterback can really run, that's a fast track to getting hurt. Tom Brady had good quarterback talent, at sometimes laughable talent, but it was still good. But he played quarterback better than anyone that ever played the game. You hear me? He played quarterback, the position, better than anyone that's ever played the game, except for maybe Patrick Mahomes, but we'll give it time. Texas starter Quinn Ewers. Guy's got a bad shoulder. He's apparently not going to play this weekend, maybe out for a while. Quinn Ewers has good quarterback talent. He plays quarterback good to very good. Not great, but he plays the position well to really well most of the time. So playing the position, just so you know the big difference here, okay? The big difference here, this is why you want to watch this kid, Malik Murphy, and just sort of watch and see if Steve Sarkisian is really the quarterback whisperer that people talk about. But playing the position well, I didn't say having great talent, I said playing the position well is about good decision-making. It's about executing risk and reward. It's about being fearless but smart, having great quarterback talent is like being good at the driving range. And they're everywhere. Well, there's talents. It's the driving range. How many people can play the position really well? How many people can play the position great? You know what makes a great quarterback? It's none of the other stuff about running. It's none of the stuff about arm strength. It's about, is that a surgeon? That's what playing great quarterback is. And that's different than having great quarterback talent. So can Malik Murphy play quarterback really well to great? Really well would be good enough. See, he has, and you'll see it. I mean, it doesn't take an expert to see it. Okay, he has great quarterback talent. I didn't say he has good quarterback talent. I said he has great quarterback talent. He has, it's off the charts, actually. The eyeball test, if you haven't seen him, and again, people, there's no reason, if you have a life, if you're a normal human being, there's no reason for you to watch college spring training. Nobody with a life would do that. But the only time I've seen him, the only time that matters, because, high school doesn't matter, practice doesn't matter, spring games don't really matter, but it's all we have. And what you do take away, anybody that watched him, is you see this incredible talent. You watch him drop back. You watch him put his foot in the ground, important term, not the feet moving around. That foot goes to the ground and it stays there. Okay, you hear analysts say all the time, does the quarterback put the stake in the ground? That means they're not moving around. That means they're not shuffling their feet. That means that leg goes down and he lets it go. And there's nobody that could watch him and not say, oh my gosh, what a talent. That's talent. The eyeball test is very clear. And I'm not saying running. Okay, forget the running part. Stop with that. Stop it. I'm talking about a guy who can be surgical in how he throws the ball. That's playing great quarterback. So he puts his foot in the ground, and the arm motion, the arm strength, the movement, all of it is off the charts. It really is. But that doesn't mean anything until you can play the position really well to great. So that difference is huge. As I said, the world is full of it. The University of Texas program has been full of great talents who can't play the position great. Heck, they had a guy with no talent who played the position great, and his name was Major Applewhite. He played quarterback great. If anyone watches Malik Murphy play, anyone that did watch him play in the Texas spring game, which is what, a dozen passes maybe more than that, you knew instantly he has great quarterback talent. There's nobody else that I've seen out there that has that kind of talent. But that's not it. So few players, if you just watch him, few players have the footwork, the size, the ridiculous arm strength, the arm motion, all these intangible stuff at the driving range that really matter. Got it? So playing quarterback great, it's not about speed. It's not about running down the field because you're going to get hurt. It's not necessarily about arm strength. It's about being a surgeon. This is the greatest test, I think. I don't know if it's the greatest test. Yeah, but it's an interesting test for Steve Sarkisian, too. So this kid, Malik Murphy, is playing for either the job at Texas or, if he plays well, wherever else he wants to go, and he can have his options. Or he plays so well, he drives Arch Manning somewhere else, and yep, that's life. For Steve Sarkisian, for this kid to play well, it is that resume builder. It is that resume staple that says, hey, okay, you are the quarterback whisperer. It's a really interesting test. It's like a petri dish of quarterbacking for Steve Sarkisian and Malik Murphy. It's interesting. The football part of this is really interesting. So if the guy really is the quarterback whisperer, we're about to find out. Because you can take a guy with talent, but can you make him play quarterback well? That's the reason Texas BYU is interesting. It's really the quarterback petri dish. It's college football to me is mostly pretty boring and pretty predictable and kind of disconnected and kind of chaotic. But this one is an interesting setup as the quarterback petri dish for Malik Murphy, for Steve Sarkisian, and quite possibly even for Arch Manning. The stakes in this game for the immediate future of Texas are fascinating. One of them is going to stay and someone's gone. Someone's going to take, I assume, Quinn Ewers' place, although I want to tell you this, I'm not quite so sure that guy's destined for the NFL like everyone thinks. I'm not sure he's not going to get caught up in a numbers game, and I'm not sure he's quite the first-round pick that a lot of you think. So I'm not certain that Quinn Ewers is definitely in the NFL. So this is a battle for the Texas quarterback job now and in the future. So that's why the game is interesting. Does Texas have a player, okay? Does Texas have a player, really interesting, super talented player that can play quarterback well to great? Or, right, everyone's seen this and been through this. It's the driving range, right? It's the driving range. Or do they have another great quarterback talent and it stops there? And there's plenty of those. There's not many guys that play quarterback really well, who play quarterback great. There's not many guys who are that surgeon. That's what you're watching for. All right, on Twitter, it's @Jeff Ward Show.